Okay, delusion dispeller back again. Hopefully that didn't get cut off in a really important part, but his friend, David's friend, is in there talking to him about how he left the cult, how he realized it was a cult. Now, the deprogrammer is outside the door listening to see how David responds to his friend's admission about this.
Come on, David, you don't really believe that's baloney? That all the people you really love and trust are just Satan's tools? Come on. I believe Father's word.
Okay, now what just happened here was his friend questioned him and said, "You're not going to believe all this baloney, that all the people that you love and trust are evil, they're Satan's tools." And David had said that the only reason you came here was to tempt me. To his friend, he was saying that. Now, the deprogrammer just threw the divine, whatever that is, divine something, I can't read that. I believe it is the divine imperative, maybe? A book that has scriptures in it.
You ever read it, David?
That's okay. No one else has either. They made you feel guilty, though, for one.
Okay, so he's saying, did you ever read it, David? This was the cult book that he threw in front of him. He said, did you ever read it? That's okay, because nobody else did either. But they made you feel guilty, though, based on what this book said, but they never let you read it.
Wanting to take the time to read it, didn't they? Didn't they, David?
They made you feel guilty, though, for wanting to take the time to read it. Didn't they, though, David? Didn't they?
But what could be more important than Father's word? Come on, David. Think. Think!
Maybe they're just worried. You'll find it's all nonsense.
It's divinely inspired.
A book written by a businessman?
He's the Messiah.
Who says?
Jesus prophesied it.
Mrs. Foster, have we a Bible in this house?
Isaiah prophesied it.
Now, where was it Jesus said that Father was the new Messiah?
I don't know. I've never read it. Only Father can interpret its meaning.
All right. Well, maybe we should try something easier. I mean, something even you and I can understand. Okay. How about, in those days, the sun shall be darkened. The moon shall not give her light. The stars of heaven shall fall, and the powers that are in heaven shall be shaken. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in the clouds with great power and glory. And every man will see him.
Jesus had to put it that way, or all sorts of people would claim to be the Messiah.
Jesus was lying then?
No. Jesus said, "These things I have spoken to you as parables." Why don't you read that?
All right. Now maybe we should see how Father explains himself. I think it's page 516. Would you like to read it?
Okay, so first he took the Bible, well, not the Bible, I'm sorry, but the divine imperative, as they called it, and he explained to him, this is what it says, and he's like, why does it say this? And David's saying, Jesus spoke to them in parables, otherwise everybody would claim it, because only a certain amount of people are going to heaven, or going to the kingdom, if you want to call it that. And David is challenging him and saying, well, why don't you read this part of it? So finally the deprogrammer says, okay, well, you don't want to talk about the Bible, or you don't want to talk about the divine imperative. Let's see what Father, which is the cult leader, describes himself as. And they talk about all the stuff that he does and what he has, and that's coming up next.
How about someone else then? Sarah. Sarah, would you hand him the book?
Okay, he gives his ex-girlfriend the book about the leader to hand to David. Do you think he'll take it? He won't even look at her. He won't touch the book.
What's the matter with Sarah? You know Sarah. You lived with her.
Okay, now watch this part. He's going to twist words just like the leaders and the cult people did. Because that's what David understands, is words being twisted. So he's going to twist the words about Sarah, his ex-girlfriend, to make David think about something. The whole point of deprogramming is to get people to think again objectively. Because when you're in a cult, that's one of the things they do. Or a narcissistic relationship, you may as well say. They take away your ability to think objectively, to think about what you think about things, not what somebody's telling you to think about them. So in order to deprogram somebody, you have to get them to think again, because they were told not to think, other than what the leaders and the group members told them to think. So that's what he's doing here, the deprogrammer.
You loved her, didn't you?
I lusted for her.
Look at her when you say it. Look at her. Come on now, David. It's a lot worse than that, isn't it? You lusted, but she tempted you. Sarah is the daughter of Eve, who slept with the serpent and then seduced Adam. Sarah made you fornicate with her. Sarah defiled you as Eve defiled Adam, right?
Sarah tempted me. She defiled me.
Right.
Okay, now this part is important, because you're thinking she ran out of the room because the deprogrammer basically called her a not so nice name for a woman, and agreed with David that that's what she was. That is not why she ran from the room, and you'll find that out in a minute.
Sex is worse than murder, David. Right?
Larry's going to talk to Sarah now and find out what's going on. Sex is worse than murder. That's what the cult taught him.
If you want to go home,
That's not why I'm crying, you jerk. I love him. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So that's why she's crying. She loves him still. She's with a boyfriend, but she still loves David. And David just basically called her a sleazebag, or a whore, or whatever you want to call her. And it didn't even really hurt her that he said that. It hurt her that he doesn't realize that she's still in love with him.
Please. Sorry.
yeah.
Searching tonight for a black van bearing North Carolina license plates, seen leaving the kidnappers. The van is registered to an Eric Wallace.
Okay, so the cult people are searching for David and all these people that are trying to deprogram him. They're trying to find him. They're out in a van looking for him.
No fixed address, but who is believed to live in the El Cerrito area of Oakland. The 300 members of the Young Pioneer Community Center have also joined the search, pledging themselves to go without sleep until David Capel is...
So, the 300 cult members have pledged to go without sleep till they track down David.
He's tough and he's smart. It's like trying to start a Cadillac that's been sitting for 5 years.
Now the deprogrammer's getting frustrated, but there's a very good reason why he is. He realizes that David is going to give him a run for his money, so to speak. But that's not the only reason he's frustrated, as we'll learn later.
Shit, the dumb ones are easy.
Look, how long do you think this is going to take? I mean, they're going to be coming in through the door any...
Okay, So his friend is asking him, how long do you think this is going to take? They're going to be coming for us any minute. We need to hurry up and get him deprogrammed. And the deprogrammer, Link, looks at him and basically, I think that's Larry. I don't know if that's the same guy, but that guy right there with the bushy eyebrows backs off and says, look, never mind, I shouldn't have said anything. He says that in the next scene, but we're going to see that possibly on the next video, so stay tuned. We'll find out what happens. Does he deprogram David on time? Do the cult members find them? We will find out soon enough. Stay tuned, hang with me. Here we go.